To connect. Looks like it's trying to connect. All right, here we go. All right, so here is our take on the. You can just look in, Lenora. She don't want to look in. She says it's odd for her to put her giant head inside the screen. All you have to do is just do this. There you go. Then we vote for in. Okay, so here's our feedback on the Democratic debate. And then also any other current news that we might think about coming up with. Okay, so I did not watch the full debate. I watched excerpts from the debate. Did you watch the debate?
I watched part of it.
Okay.
Same thing. How you say that word?
Excerpts. Yeah.
Sad. We don't even know how to.
All right, so this is this is my take on it. Okay, so what I watched and just people giving back their feedback on it, it looked like Bloomberg got punched in the head on that
Trump
stage.
Said he got pounded.
And here's my thing. We were discussing Bloomberg a few days ago. My mom and my sister because they've been following it. My mom watched CNN all the time only because the Donald Trump thing. That's the only reason why
reality TV for her.
Yeah, it's reality TV. So ever since then, she watches, the news. So she knows what's going on, like with Bloomberg and him coming up and him paying for all of these different ads and everything. And so for me, I said that I have an issue with him because of the stop and frisk and other things. That's New York, that when he was mayor, that I just didn't agree with. Okay. And he's also Republican. I don't care how you want to slice it and dice it. Okay. He's Republican. So my sister and my mom was like, oh, no, Bloomberg. Yeah, he's going to give Donald Trump a run for his money. And no. I said, Donald Trump is going to eat him alive.
He's actually going to eat them all alive. But my take on it, okay, Bloomberg has apologized. Whether we feel it's sincere or not, he did it in the past. We all know Trump agreed with that because he may do the same thing.
Yeah, but Trump is not running as a Democrat.
Just saying, let's just keep that in the back of our heads. Trump can do the same. He was on national. What is it? I forget, interview was that when Trump was saying, yeah, that's a good idea. It cleaned up New York, did it?
Again, okay, he's not a Democrat.
Okay, so why are we all on top of Bloomberg for what he did in the past? That debate to me was truly ammunition for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those knuckleheads fighting each other. They pouncing Bloomberg. They talking. He said, I'm going to beat all of them. There's no unity in the Democratic Party. We all can admit to that. They fed into the media saying, let's watch for the debate. This is Bloomberg's first time. They're going to eat him alive.
But he was not, first of all, Bloomberg was not prepared, okay? He knew that they were going to ask him about stop and frisk. Right. And the answer that he gave that I saw was not good enough. What he should have done is he should have fallen on the sword. That's what he should have did. He should have just been like, look.
Y'all right.
It was I didn't think it clear. It was crime going on. And so, you know what? I played the race card. And it was wrong. I came out saying, I'm putting books on everybody.
Right.
If you out in the street, I'm getting you. That's what he should have did. He should have just came out and said, I was wrong. And to me, stop and frisk is wrong. I don't care how you want to slice it and dice it. I don't care what color you are. To me, if you want to have a conversation about racial profiling or profiling, that's a different conversation. Because I feel like there's not always anything wrong with being a profiler. I'm sorry. I live here. I don't care if you're a white man walking down the street. If you by yourself or whatever, I'm going to be like, what are you doing walking down the street? So I'm going to look. I'm going to look. I'm going to be Agnes with the curtain looking to see why is this person. I don't care who you are. Black, white, whatever. If you seem out of place and I ain't never seen you before, I'm going to look.
It's always unfortunately that it's our men that are suspicious.
Exactly.
With the hanging pants and the hats on. Profiling is going to exist. We even do it with each other, y'all. We really do it with each other.
Yeah, we do. If we at the gas station and we see some people and it's not color, we do it by what you look like. So if we at the gas station or whatever, and there's some people that's walking around and we like, I'm gonna click my door right here because I don't know if this person gonna come around me.
some dudes getting out the car. And I was in the back. I clicked the door. He cussed me out for clicking my door. I'm thinking, Negro, please, click.
Wait a minute. Somebody
We were in the back when I was sitting in the back. You don't remember this, when we were sitting in the car and this car pulled up. They look suspicious. I clicked the door. He heard the click.
Oh.
And made a comment about, I don't give a hootenanny if you heard I'll click it twice. I'll let you see me clicking it because you look suspicious. And of course, they was up to no good. But yeah, I know we do it ourselves. Right. We do it ourselves.
So I don't have a problem with somebody saying that you are prejudiced. I don't have a problem with that. My issue that I have is when people are not honest with who they are and what they believe. And everybody has prejudice, whether it's race, whether it's gender. Men have prejudice against women. Come on now. Everybody has some, not all men, and not all women. And some women have some prejudice against men. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. So, but you have to just admit when you have prejudice and be transparent and be like, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that. But I do it.
My take on the debate last night, if Bloomberg, we knew that everybody was going to come at him. Everybody's been talking about it in the media. He's paying his way into this. He's a billionaire, blah, blah, blah. So what? My thing is, if he would have responded, pretty much like Kim said, threw himself on the sword and just say, you know what? I learned. I'm not doing it no more. That was a bad decision that I made as a mayor, and I would definitely not do that, repeat that. But he should have came down hard on his opponents. He should have said, all of y'all on this stage taking the precious time of a debate to come at me. We're supposed to be unified. This debate should only speak to the issues.
Right.
What y'all gonna do about racial profiling? What are you gonna do about the health insurance? And then he would have made them go, okay.
Or he could have just said, you know what? That was what I did in the past, but look what I'm doing now.
Thank you.
Right now, I'm trying to put a bill together that supports Black-owned businesses. I'm trying to put millions of dollars into these communities that people have forgotten about. That's what he should have done. His answer should have been, that was then. This is now. And then he could have just turned around and just said, you know what? We're not going to go down the line on here and talk about how all y'all messed up.
Thank you.
Creepy Biden. He could have said creepy Biden. He could have nipped that in the bud. He could have brought back up the whole Kamala Harris with the bus when she said, that was me, Joe Biden on the bus. He could have said, we don't want to bring up buses, do we, Joe Biden? He could have went down the list and said, that was our past, guys. Mm-hmm. People should look at what we're doing
the issues now. Don't use the debate opportunity to fuss at each other. Y'all know they gave Trump ammunition.
Well, he already had the ammunition. The only thing that they did was they just let him. Here's the thing. They still trying to put on boxing gloves and think they're going to come at Trump, whoever is the nominee.
Right.
They keep thinking he's a street baller. He is not. This man is not going to put on boxing gloves and fight you in a ring with a bell and then no hitting below the belt. And then when the bell ring, he going to go to his corner and then they going to put on some more orange makeup and then he going to come back out. That's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. He's not going to do that. If whoever it is, if it's Bernie, he going to bring up your heart attack. He going to bring up your and then Bernie telling Bloomberg, well, you had a stint too, didn't you? And Bloomberg was like, 25 years ago.
Thank you.
He wanted to say, man, look, you just was out the hospital last week.
We all old. Biden, Bernie, all of y'all.
And that's the other thing too. How in the world did that panel show the look of the Democratic Party?
Thank you.
It was a bunch of old white people.
Mm-hmm. Not nobody.
Wasn't no brown. Wasn't no. What's his name? The guy who was gay. He was there. Okay.
OG.
And he young. That's Opie. What's his name from the Andy Griffin Show? Trump is going to eat them alive. Trump is going to be like, dude, I got shoes in my closet older than you. and you gonna try to come here and debate me, he gonna go down the list. Probably the best.
Dirty. So.
I mean, if you put all of them together, they could be a good candidate to go against him, because there's things good in each one of them that could literally go against him. But if you think you're going to win the Democratic nomination,
fight like they are,
and then you're going to debate Trump on vote for me because I'm not him, that's not going to work. Not when he releasing Negroes left and right out of prison.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Now, Trump is pardoning a lot. He trying
not
to
only
do
Negroes,
black community.
Not only Negroes, this dude is pardoning governors, Democratic governors.
Yes.
He's like, hold on, I've done more for your party than you have. I have just released a Democrat. This man is, he gonna
got
act
his
a fool.
plans in place, y'all. Just get ready for Trump.
He gonna act
being
a
the
fool
president
for the
more
next
years, y'all.
to November. He is going to act a fool.
Yeah.
He is going to act a fool. And if these people think that debate, those people on that stage where they are now could go against him, it's not going to work. Now, I agree with you, Lenore. You was feeling Bloomberg as far as being able to go
toe.
Yes. He can, but not what he did on that debate.
He didn't come out strong last night.
He got to fight dirty. If he want to fight Trump, he got to come back to the Bloomberg of New York.
How he was,
and he got to come. He got to come. He got to take them gloves off, and he got to go at him the way that he should have done last night on that stage. Yeah. Now, Bernie, I like Bernie. The problem that I have with Bernie is too far left. He's too far left. I think the Democrats don't have an idea of what's actually going on in this country. I think they actually think that people love each other, care about each other, care about their fellow man in this country.
Making sure the next guy is taken care of.
I think they are out of touch with what people really want to see in their leaders. And I think when I hear people like on Facebook and I see people responding to like me on Facebook and stuff who are Democrats, I think you're out of touch. I think y'all actually think people think like y'all. Like people actually care about the next person. I'm not going to say they don't care. It's they don't want the government to be the responsible for caring. They feel like that should be your organization, your community, your church.
Services,
They should do all of that, and then the government should not be
just
involved
regulate
in all of
things
that.
Like airplanes and things like that. Higher
Which they
level.
don't do.
Well, they're supposed to regulate those types of things, to make the country safe in certain things. But government, it's so funny because a lot of times as Republicans, because we don't vote party. I think Kim mentioned that to you. We don't vote. We vote for the candidate that fits the policies and things that are important to us. For me right now, healthcare is very important. Definitely important.
Yeah, and she knows because she had 4th stage cancer. Yeah. And
I'm not working a full time. I'm not working with an organization, so I have to get my own insurance.
Right. So we know we are small business owners who have to get our own insurance, and we are not young. We're not, I'm 50. Y'all need to know my age, 50 something. And she almost.
I'm only 6 years older.
She almost retired, but
But you think of things
she way
differently.
older than me, y'all.
As you get older, and when your life situations change and different issues in your life, you think of different things. The policies that these different politicians are going on their record, things are different for each person as you get older and your experiences. What may have been important to me at 25, 26, that's not important to me right now. So my number one thing for me is health care.
And Paul is asking on here, are we voting for Bloomberg? You know what, Paul? No. You know what?
I don't know.
When I came in, let me tell y'all, I wanted Biden. And let me tell y'all why I wanted Biden. I wanted Biden because I felt like Biden would be the only one on the panel that could actually run against Trump and beat him. I still feel like that, but here's the thing. I don't feel like he could beat Trump because of him, unfortunately. I feel like he could beat Trump because of Obama. Yeah. Because he can always pull that card that I was the vice president. This is what I
did when I was with
and the only way that it will work is if he gets the nomination and Obama jumps on the trail and you see him all over the place. Because then it'll be Obama versus Trump. You know what? Really. And Biden will just
be, media is making a big hype about Stacey Abrams. Putting her, one of them nominations, putting her on the ticket as vice president. Can you imagine Stacey Abrams as vice president, a black woman?
I think whoever the Democrat nominee is, everyone's looking at women. Mm-hmm. I personally feel like I that's the part I disagree because I love my people, mm-hmm. but the female vote to me is more important.
Oh, okay.
That's my opinion because a lot of black people, if they not passionate about you, they just ain't gonna come out and vote. Period. It's not that they gonna vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. They just ain't gonna vote. Them dudes on the street just ain't gonna vote. They just ain't gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate. But women will vote. Mm-hmm. So for me personally,
you don't think she'll get votes for the women?
She could, because and then she could kill two birds with one stone because she's black and she's a female. Yeah. But I think it's gonna but then they ripping each other's heads off.
I know.
So how you gonna get the nomination and then bring one of them in as your vice president?
They were talking on the news about Bernie needs to be careful with his followers because what happened in the last election, his followers are really like. They're hard.
The only thing
and
with
they
Bernie,
didn't really all support Hillary Clinton.
The thing with Bernie
just don't make sense to me.
The thing with Bernie and his supporters is if Bernie don't get the nomination, his supporters don't vote.
They won't vote,
and that's why we ended up with who we got now.
That sad,
because they didn't vote. They was like, "Nah, we don't care." Then again, it's not really who we ended up with now because to be honest with you, Hillary got more of the votes. So let's just keep it real. More people voted for Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's the electoral college. So it's those important states that need to be gotten. So whoever wins needs to be able to carry those states. You guys in the Democratic Party, I think you guys are living in la la land if you don't think it's Biden, because it can't be somebody far left. Those states are not going to vote for someone who is extreme left. They just not. They're going to vote for somebody who they feel kind of is in the middle or can go either way. And the problem that y'all have is that
she said y'all have she not one, but because we don't vote.
I've been saying Orange Nixon and everything, so y'all know how I feel.
When you vote for in the primary election, they force you to pick a party. It's unfortunate, but you're forced to pick a party. And then when you do the main general election, of course, you can do Republican, Independent, whatever you want, write-in if you want. But my concern with the whole Democratic Party as it is we have to be careful not to badmouth. These opponents are bad-mouthing each other. So when one person does win, okay, you're going to support that one person. And you just bad-mouth them to death.
And it's not like they even just bringing up somebody's record. It's like they attack. Like I was watching the debate and Elizabeth Warren when she was like, well, to Bloomberg, are those ladies who have those non-disclosure agreements, are you going to release them so that they can be able to, I mean, really, Elizabeth, just make your point.
Petty.
Say your point. Yeah. Say, you know what? You've said some things about women that have been questionable.
You change. We're hoping that you're moving forward.
But this is how I feel like I'm going to help with female and their voters.
Use it as the opportunity to shine and show what you want to do.
Exactly. None of them did that last night. Everything was
no unity.
Everything was, well, you did this and you did that, and are you going to do this? It's like I'm sure Trump was just sitting back laughing, going, "Y'all, this is like
I'm gonna beat all of y'all." He said that I'm gonna beat all y'all.
And his party is uniform,
even though it's crazy. Sometimes
the Republican Party is uniform. These people will tell you. Let me tell you what they will tell you. I don't agree with this man. I think he is, as far as a personality and a human, he's not even human. He's an alien. He's from a whole nother galaxy when it comes to what I believe. He's not saved. He ain't no Christian. He don't know God number none. He said Second Chronicles.
No, 2 Chronicles.
Number 2 Chronicles.
He
He don't know nothing. He probably talked about how Jesus walked in the Old Testament. He don't know nothing. This man don't know anything.
But it doesn't matter.
But they will tell you he will put the judges that we need in office. He will do what we ask him to do. So we are going to support him.
We got policies in place. We want him to make sure he has a judge in place that represents our needs and our policies that we strongly believe in. He's making it happen. Now he's pardoning everybody.
And he's like, and he's a roughneck. Trump is a roughneck. He from New York City. He knows how to be on Wall Street. He knows how to scrap. And they will tell you that's what we need, because we can't do that as Republicans. We are the party of the buttoned up shirt.
Family values.
The family values, but we will send a pit bull to fight you. That's exactly what they telling the Democratic Party. We are buttoned up. We are God-fearing. We love the Lord.
Our families.
We love God. We are family-oriented. But if you come at my house, I'm going to release the hounds. And the hounds is Trump. He is a sacrificial lamb for them. They don't care nan diddy dip dot about that man. That man went on national television and told you he committed a crime. Then told you ain't gonna impeach me because I got the Senate. And these guys don't want me to go nowhere because they got a whole lot of laws that they need to pass. This is the thing about Trump. As much as I don't like him, I have to give the man credit. He tells you exactly who he is. And Maya Angelou, so when a person show you who they are, believe them the first time. This man tells you.
That's on a Celebrity Apprentice.
But he tells you. He will tell you, if somebody come up to him and say, you just trying to release all these black people to get the black vote. This man will look in the camera and say, yes. I'm trying to get the black vote, or at least keep them at home.
Oh, stop.
So they don't care.
Yeah.
He will tell y'all. He will tell you. And then every Republican, the ones with the buttoned up shirt, the ones that don't want to reveal their stuff. I can't believe he's saying that, but go ahead and say it, because while you doing all this trickery and stuff like this, we getting all these laws passed in the background because they so focused on you and your little tweets and all the little crazy things that you do that we're passing laws that's changing everything Obama put into place, and they don't even realize that we going state by state and we chopping up y'all, but y'all so busy worrying about what suit that Orange Nixon is wearing and how he didn't hold his wife's hand and put the umbrella up above, and he said Joe Biden ain't got no neck, and he said your mama to Bloomberg, and he said no. That they're able to do all the things. He is a hound dog. He is a watchdog for the Republican Party. He is the dog that is running around with the fence in the house, protecting the house, and all the stuff that's going on inside the house.
He does the dirty work for
you
them.
guys are focused on the dog that's running around the fence barking and not focused on what's actually happening in the house
while he's barking.
that the dog is protecting.
Yeah. It's that shiny object.
And if you think the Democratic Party is your savior, what we saw and what we've been seeing, no, sorry, because they're focused on the dog that's running around too. They're not focused on what's going on in the house either. I
was telling Kim, I said, would have, should have, we don't know. Each day with the president that we currently have, how his mind is, what mood he's in, what he's going to tweet. I was telling Kim, I said, for some reason, I think once he wins this nomination, he probably will, like Kim is saying, he may win for the next 4 years. He really won't have no base of people to make happy. Think about it. He has 4 more years. He can do whatever he wants to. He can even come on the news and say, I don't want to be Republican no more. I kind of agree with the Democrats.
He's going to step down.
He wants to try to, think about it. He wants to try to win his friendship back with the entertainment world, with the athletes. Who's to say his last 4 years that he may not? He may try to do that. You don't know where he's coming from.
This is my prediction. Trump will win the next election, and he will not go all 4 years. He will step down.
Oh, you think?
Yes.
Oh, well.
He will step down because they really want. If you are a person that is pro-life and all in religious values and all of that, you want Pence to be their president because that man is cut straight from the 1920s or whatever.
He's real strict.
Okay, so, but right now they have to get the 4 years. They got to secure the 4 years. That's why they didn't want to impeach him. They got to secure the 4 years. Okay. So this is what I feel. This is my prediction. That's why I've always called him Orange Nixon, because he's going to do exactly what Nixon did. Nixon won the second election, and then he stepped down before he became impeached. So I believe that Trump is going to do the same thing. I think he's going to win the next election, and then I think he's going to step down. He's not going to go through the whole time. He don't want this. He wanted to go back to what he was doing and make money.
I think differently. I think he's going to enjoy the last 4 years because he's going to see how much more power he has because he's gotten away with the whole comments that he's made, the negative comments, the impeaching information, all that has happened. He sees like, wow, I'm flying high. I like this power. Let me do some more chaos in my next 3 or 4 years. And let me pardon some more people. Let me pardon some controversial people.
If you think he's been acting up the last 4 years, the next 4 years under Trump, he gonna, my God.
Really, those of you who don't have a prayer life, get one. Because we're going to need a prayer life for sure. We don't know where he's coming from. If he does make it as the next for the next 4 years.
They don't know where he's coming from. The Republican Party don't know what he's going to do. I'm just saying,
it's going to have to be, oh, Lord, what's going on, God? As long as our home is protected, as long as our jobs, our health insurance, that's why God says to not put your trust and confidence in man. Put your confidence in God. And this is a moment for me to say that because for the last 3 years, come on, y'all. If you don't have a prayer life, things is happening anyway in our lives, in the world. My health issue came up. I had no clue I was going to be told I have 4th stage cancer. Who knew? You wake up and go, you have 4th stage cancer. Oh, Lord. It does draw you closer to God to say, Lord, I'm going to depend on you for how we going to be fed, I don't have a job anymore. But God is showing us even through this leadership, any leadership that's in place, mayor, fire department, fire chief, your trust needs to be in God, regardless. Yeah, we pray for our leaders. We pray that the Holy Spirit gives them direction and clarity, but you still have to put God first. And if anything, the next 4 years, if Trump becomes president, you better have a prayer life for sure.
Well, to me, it's whoever becomes president.
Anybody, yeah, I'm just saying, But that's true, because they can make bad decisions.
But they're going to have to change it up. Can the Democratic Party still win? Yes. They can still win. Yeah. I have not totally counted them out, but they have got to make a drastic change. Be unified. They got to change. I don't know what they're doing, but they have got to make a drastic change from what they're trying to do now, because they bringing a knife to a gunfight. This man is not. I don't understand what part of this of Orange Nixon telling y'all, I don't fight fair, I fight dirty. And I'm telling other countries to go ahead and mess with this election process because I want them to bring chaos. And I just don't understand what part of that the Democratic Party. That's the only part that I agree with you when you said Bloomberg, as far as an opponent, in theory, because he didn't show it last night. I know. In theory, would have been a good opponent of Trump with him, because he is from the same cloth, and he knows the buttons to push with Trump. He know, and they're both billionaires just trying to figure out how to buy the election. So both of them together, it would have been 2 billionaires fighting each other to see who would become the next president, and they both have money. Bloomberg has more. So he would have been able to spend more, and then he would have probably had people reveal stuff about Trump that we don't know. Not negative stuff like, not negative stuff. I mean, not stuff like the female things.
Like his tax records or something.
He knows to get at Trump you got to get him financially. And you got to make him seem like he's not as important as he thinks he is. That's how Bloomberg would have gone after him. Yeah. He would go after him and say, you know what? In the billionaire club, when we're sitting around with our cigars, we talk about you
and your hair.
We talk about you. We talk about your old cars that you have. You have a 2019. I have a 2022 that hasn't even come out yet. We laugh at you at the billionaire club.
Yeah, that'll hurt his little
about
ego.
Your golf clubs. We talk about the fact that you still use the same golf clubs that you used when you lost against John here 5 years ago. That's the type of, y'all, I'm telling you, and we would all be sitting there watching the debate going, I cannot believe this is our country.
They're talking about this.
But that's the only way.
Trump would be turning red instead of orange.
Trump would be mad. He wouldn't even be talking about nothing. He would be talking. And then Bloomberg would be like, yeah, you releasing people. I see you releasing, African Americans and stuff. But you wasn't talking about that when we were at the B's social hour. And you was talking about how you wish you could keep all of them. If you was president, you would keep all of them locked up.
Yep.
You remember Trump, when we was at Joe's barbecue back in 2015, and you said you agreed with putting that.
I was hoping that Bloomberg
you
was
put
coming
that
out.
You put that full page ad about the guys in New York.
Yep.
Remember that, Trump? I told you not to do it, but you told us. Henry was there. Where's Henry? Henry Ford.
All the rich
They're gonna be naming all the rich people. And you and Trump. What about your wife? She told my wife, or she told Helen at the social back a few years ago that you had a problem with losing your hair, and so you went to Dr. Such and Such, who's also a part of our club, and he said that you cried like a baby when he had to give you a dosage.
Oh, stop.
Those are the type of fights that Trump is looking for. It's sad, but that's the only person that could beat him. Now, Biden has that in him.
Okay.
Biden has it in him. That's why I'm still for Biden, because he has it in him. The problem with Biden is he's still playing from the same playbook as Obama. And when they go low, we go. No, sorry, I love you, Michelle, but that's not going to win an election against Trump.
When they go low, you go lower.
When they go low, you go lower.
To their knee, not the
when
kneecaps,
they go
to
low,
the ankles.
See, when people go low,
that's sad.
People like people to fight. So, like here, like now, when people say something about me, like I said, I got spaces in my teeth. Ooh. Yes, I need to get my teeth fixed.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, your mama.
Oh, stop.
So, see how I went lower? Yeah. She said, yeah, you do. And I said, your mama. See, that ain't high. That's low.
That's sad.
That's low. Your mama need to get her
people in America likes that. They like listening to people go, yeah, your mama too. Well, I'm a good reality TV. Then, our country is in jeopardy, and we're watching reality TV on debates.
But the thing is while that's going on,
they're passing laws.
Yes, and stuff. You put all the smart people, all the people that are smart, all the people who want to see things work in this country. You put them in the house, and they get that done while the two dogs is outside fighting, and the neighborhood is outside watching the two dogs fight each other.
You know what? When he first became president, there was laws being changed and written that he had already started in place, but the shiny object was watching his tweets and stuff that he had said about something. So the news media had drawn your attention to that, and then the next thing in the news, he signed a bill that the such and such. He even did the Cuba thing. The Cuba thing, when it was a shiny object. That's why Kim said, let's go to Cuba before he closed the doors. That's why I went to Cuba
before he closed it.
And the next thing in the news, he had made changes to the Cuba relationship, and we can't go over there no more. The cruise ships have to stop. he was doing probably all
It's
of that
a lot
silent
of laws.
in the room while his tweets was going out.
It's
and
a
we were
lot
all
of laws
looking.
about our planet.
That's
It's a lot of
sad.
laws about how we clean up our planet.
Yeah.
It's a lot of laws about how we look for oil.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that's being passed, and everybody busy watching the dog in the
Those two dogs
yard,
fights,
and
yeah.
they're not. Ain't even two dogs. It's just
Oh,
him.
just the one dog.
He ain't even got no dog. That's why I told you. There's a part of me that would like Bloomberg because I felt like Bloomberg would be that other attack dog. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like those people in the hood and they walk down the street and they see your dog in the yard, so they go get a pit bull and throw him in the yard. Mm-hmm. Your dog minding his own business and they gonna throw a pit bull in there to fight against to see which one battle. Mm-hmm. But while I'm saying that, the Democrats, y'all need a dog. Y'all need a hound dog, roughneck to fight against Trump. Then when you get in the House, you keep him out front the same way the Republicans did. The one that he takes pictures with people. He goes on Easter egg hunts. He says stupid stuff. He tweets. He does all of that while y'all take care of business in the House. That's how you do it. Okay. But see, they still trying to play out the book from Obama. This is Obama. Obama is, let me have a barbecue, invite everybody over, we'll sit down and we talk. Oh, Michelle and Obama were class acts, okay? They were classy. Mm-hmm. They have a barbecue, they invite everybody over, they don't they don't care whether you agree with them or not. You come over, you get you some ribs, you sit down, we'll discuss things, we'll talk about it. That's not Trump. Trump is not that guy. He's the guy that comes to the barbecue, goes in the house when you told people, don't go in my house. Don't use my washroom.
Oh, stop.
Don't go in there. Stay in the backyard. That's not Trump. He goes in the house. He goes in your closet. He looks in your cabinet. And not only that, he gonna talk about you. He gonna come back out in the yard and he gonna tell everybody what's going on in your house. That's Trump.
He'll probably tweet it before he tells
you. So you can't invite him in the house. You can't. But since y'all invited him, so he's in there now. So now how do you get rid of a squatter? Think about it. How do you get rid of a squatter, right? So they did the law, right? They tried to do the law thing. They tried to go to court. They tried to get rid of the squatter by going to court. Uh-huh. They went to court. That backfired. The judge was like, he ain't bothering you. Leave him alone and let him squat in your house. He's not even bothering. Just let him stay there. So they tried to go that way, right? What's the next way you get rid of a squatter? You burn them out.
Oh, stop.
You make it so uncomfortable for them to be in that house to where they would go live in a box before they stay in that house.
I don't know how you going to do that.
You got to make it uncomfortable for him. And the only way to do that.
He's comfortable.
The only
he
way
likes power. He's realizing the power he has and then the loopholes that he's been able to go around. He's making our government wake up because we always had people didn't trust our government especially back in the days when they would bug your phones, Martin Luther King days and Malcolm X bugged the phones, listening in. But we never really had a trust for the government. But now this is making the government wake up and go, y'all need to put all of y'all have y'all T's crossed and your I's dotted and get all these laws in place. He's finding loopholes around it.
The only way to get rid of a squatter is to run them out.
I don't know.
That's the only way. That. By bringing in another squatter.
I don't know.
You got to bring somebody in that can scrap with him.
We can have the discussion
and make it uncomfortable. But it can't be uncomfortable with things that we know about. It has to be really silly, stupid, dumb, watered down, minute little things to pick at him and make him uncomfortable. In other words, it has to be, like you said, somebody like Bloomberg bringing up all the conversations they've had at the Billionaire Club, all the things they talk about him behind his back, all of those type of things. Nothing to do with the country at all, guys.
So ego.
Nothing.
With this
ego. It has to be ego. And the only way to do that is to attack it. So but I don't see that. I don't think Bloomberg, because he didn't do it last night. That's why I was like, that was his opportunity last night to show if he was a scrapper. Yeah. And what made Donald Trump laugh and tweet about it was that Bloomberg showed last night he's not a scrapper. And I thought he would be.
I know. me too.
So this is another opportunity.
Because he could have scrapped with the Democrats that were on stage with him.
Yep.
That would have been an opportunity to, already be prepared going in the ring, because you got to win one fight over the next. So
not the ring. They're street ballers.
Well,
y'all keep saying the ring. Donald Trump is not
I'm talking about with the Democrats on the debate thing. That was basically a ring to fight, and he kind of lost that round.
So we'll see what happens going forward. I'm telling you, the only way he's going to win is if he scraps. If he comes back and he scraps, that's the only way. But as far as cross country, Biden will be the only person. I still feel, you haven't changed my mind, Lenore, Biden is still the only person I feel in those swing states that could beat.
That's fine. I mean, if Biden wins, if Bernie wins, my only concern is that if these debates, if they're shooting down each other really hard, it's going to be hard to get your followers and everybody else to be on the same page for the one who does win. Because to me, that those debates should be just maybe make a comment about what they didn't do or what they're thinking about doing, and then you can find a way. You have a way to make it better, and they're not using those debates to, in my opinion, for the fullness to
like you don't even know half of y'all even looking at this. You don't even know all the stuff that Bloomberg is doing in the African American community, do you? Because he didn't even talk about it. Yeah. He didn't talk about black businesses and the millions of dollars that he and the different packages that he wants to present that will stimulate black business owners to have more money. He didn't talk about the money that he wants to put into the urban communities and the schools and the different plans that he has to do that. He didn't talk about that. So that should have been his time. When they asked him about the stop and frisk, he should have talked about that and went right into, but what am I doing now? What have you done for me lately? Right. That's what he should have. He should have did Janet Jackson. And the thing is, he should have said Janet Jackson's name. Because that's what Trump does. He'll say names and stuff so that all the people watching be like, oh, he said Janet Jackson. Oh, he cool. Let's vote for him. He said Janet Jackson. That's where our country is, guys. And that's how we vote now. Not me, but that's how most people vote now. They vote for if you can say something funny and if you can read somebody and do some shade, if you can do all of that. That's what people voting for now. They don't care about all the other stuff because they feel like all of the other issues can be taken care of by your local government and by your senators and congressmen and stuff like that. When you guys get a
chance, and in fact, they redid the Good Times episode where Alderman Davis was running, and he was running against that.
Winona passed too.
Yeah, Winona's our Zeta. She's a Zeta, right? Oh, she's one of our sorority sisters. Winona from Good Times. But that episode that they redid,
Jeanette DuBose, right? Or something.
Jeanette DuBose, yeah. They redid that episode of
Alderman
Davis running for alderman.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy he was running against.
Florida was trying to be like how y'all Democrats are. We got to stick to the issues, James, and we need
Alderman Davis was talking about his mama, and they all was going around playing the dozens.
Yes.
But that one guy going against the alderman, he was nope. I'm not gonna play the dozens. Oh my God,
you're right. And that was back in the 70s. And back then when that was written, you're right. That was the episode on Good Times
that they redid.
You right. And James said, "No, Florida, he got to talk. He got to throw some shade. He got to get up in. I would have voted for your dude, but he's too cookie cut.
Yeah,
he's too stale.
He don't get with the people and get engage with the people.
And that guy was like, y'all really want me to go down and talk about somebody's mama?
Yeah,
I'm trying to feed folks.
And they moved him aside and said, well, if you don't do it, I'll do it. And they all started cracking on Alderman Davis. Don't y'all remember that episode?
Oh, go back and watch Good Times, that episode with Alderman Davis. You are so right. They need somebody. This episode needs to be shown today. Because the Democratic Party is doing what that guy was doing.
Yeah,
stiff. Or
when they go low, I go high.
Right. Or the worst part, if they go low, we going low against each other.
Yeah, well. Yep.
You ain't even with Trump yet, and y'all attacking each other.
Yeah, that's right. They're doing it with each other. That was my point I was making at the debate last night. They were doing it. Now that same energy you got to take that with you to your off running against Trump, because that same energy y'all fighting each other. You're trying to call me stupid or dumb, what she said? Really?
I was looking at that when she said, "Are you trying to call me?" You talking about the other lady? She was like, "You see, I don't even know anything." When she said, "You trying to call me?"
She didn't say the leadership of the Mexico, and it was some. Apparently, there's an organization that her group is running, and she should know that information. And Buttigieg put her in check about not knowing it. Or you're trying to call me dumb or
see,
stupid.
her response should have been, she should have turned to him and said, "I got shoes older in my closet than you."
They fight each other.
As dumb of a statement that is.
He wasn't trying to call you dumb or stupid. Really?
People would have been like,
I don't want her as the president.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to vote for her. I can tell you that now.
I don't even think she's in the running.
Yes, she is. She was on the debate stage last night.
No, I'm talking about as far as the top three. I think the top three is Biden, Bernie, and I think Bloomberg. Or Warren. Is Warren up there?
Warren, yeah.
I don't know, but I just know that I feel like in those swing states, you can't think about what you want. You got to think about how the country votes.
Yeah.
And to me, I think the person still, the best bet is Biden. I just think that he needs to become a hound dog. And Trump went after his son. So I don't know why he's not scrapping.
He said he didn't want to deal with the family. Anything dealing with the family, he wasn't going to. That's where he definitely don't go low, he says. When they go low, you go high.
So then my only thing is now. So then the only thing is now is I like Biden, but then I might have to go with you with Bloomberg. And he's just going to have to learn how to scrap. Because Biden can't be like that and go up against Donald Trump. He can't be afraid of Donald Trump coming against his family. Because Donald Trump is going to go against his family.
Yeah, he will. His son and all that.
So what else was in the news?
That was it. We talked about the...
You're not on camera.
We talked about him pardoning the various people. And I think that was basically it. We just wanted to talk about this debate and where people's heads are as far as who they're thinking they're going to vote for. I got to look at the platforms again and read everybody. Healthcare for me is important, so whoever has a really good plan with that.
Healthcare and business is important.
Yeah,
to me.
private if you own your own business, especially as a minority. So those are the two big things. Okay.
All right, so let us know what you think. That was our take on the debate. We really didn't talk too much about the debate. We just rambled on about what we think about Orange Nixon and what's going on, but. To be honest with you, I didn't really watch it. I just watched the excerpts from it. It didn't grab my attention.
The media show you. That's the thing about the media.
I'm a YouTube person. I'm on YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
so
they'll show you what we missed.
I'm not really
They'll
watching.
give their opinions. Fox, CNN, they all give their opinions.
Depending on what network you watch is the way it's going to be spun.
That's how it's going to spin. And even the other show with the Pat Robinson.
Can we talk about Pat Robinson for a second? I was flipping through the channel because I think one of y'all taped that because that's on my thing. On the thing is Pat Robinson. Oh. One of y'all taped the 700 Club.
I think Mom tapes it.
So I was flipping through and I saw it because that's the only way I'm going to watch the 700 Club. And I looked and I saw Pat Robinson looked like he about 150 years old.
He's still hanging in there too, y'all. He won't let go. He gonna still.
He looked like Skeletor.
Stop until he falls dead. He's gonna keep doing the 7. I think his son. Is it his son or his daughter?
Somebody else need to do it because he looks horrible. They giving this man makeup. Please, really?
Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah. Does somebody not tell these people how they look?
Mm-hmm.
No, he looks really bad. Pat Robinson.
He's getting old.
Getting old.
Well, he was old
30 years ago. He's starting to really
show his age now. So.
Pat Robinson was old 30 years ago.
Oh, stop. Okay.
Pat Robinson was old if you look up 1970 and you look at Pat Robinson, he was old then.
That's a long
so who
time
knows
ago.
how old he is now? I think the man. I don't even think that's really him. I think that's a puppet.
Kim.
I think that's not even the real Pat Robinson. I think they stuffed the old Pat Robinson and just put him in a chair. That's what I think.
No, that's him. He's just showing his age now. Okay.
All right, so that was our take on everything, and then I threw in my little Pat Robinson look. If y'all get a chance, go look at that man. He looks horrible, really bad, like old bad. And then he always got something to say. What does he think about Orange Nixon?
Well, you know,
they always making excuses for him.
There were things that they do share that he's not in agreement with. Of course, like I said, the policies is what they really are standing on. But of course, there's things that Trump has made decisions on that Pat and other people from that community have been vocal on. So they still support him.
See,
they still support him because of the policies, like you said earlier. He's the dog, the rough dog that they put out there to make things happen. Yep. And a lot of times the Republicans, which it goes, there's good and bad in both parties, and even the independent party, if somebody steps up and does that, because you see good in both. A lot of the Republicans and the policies that they're really standing on, Trump is in agreement with that. So that's what they want. They want whoever's in the Republican leadership to make sure that those laws are being passed and their policies are still moving forward, even though he may make some stupid comments and racist comments, and they kind of overlooked that, like, will you shut up? Will you stop tweeting? Because we're supporting you as much as we can. Some people have jumped ship. Some people have
just left. Be ready for more people to be released from prison for the next few months. Mm-hmm. Be ready for some more craziness to go on for the next few months before the election. He's going to throw out all the stops, y'all. It's not that he wants the black vote. He just doesn't want you to show up. Right. He just wants it to be where you be like, I don't care. It don't matter. He probably
feels the electoral votes will pick him again.
Yep.
Or if his friends from Russia may interfere.
Yeah. Well, his best friend.
Yeah, his best friend.
All right, y'all. So that's our take on everything. Have a nice day.